He utilized the sheep's flocking behavior. He began planning this scene. He carefully laid out a heart shape with feed in the field. Then slowly guided the flock of sheep toward these specific spots. As the sheep were led along the feed path, a perfect heart shape began to form. Before this, he launched the drone to start recording, capturing this touching scene from the sky. Drones can reach areas that humans cannot access. Sometimes, they can even see mysterious places that humans cannot see. The most beautiful soccer fields in the world, to flocks of sheep filled with love, and then to ghost ships in Thailand. In this episode, Mingxin will bring you 13 new discoveries with drones, and these discoveries might be the first time. If you're new here, welcome to subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell, so you can be the first to watch more exciting content. Alright, let's begin our story now. 13th. Doomsday Plane. On the black sands of southern Iceland, lies the wreckage of a plane. This plane is a Douglas DC-3 model of the United States Navy, also known as the C-117. On November 21, 1973, due to fuel exhaustion, the pilot had to make an emergency landing on this remote sand. At the moment of contact with the ground, sparks flew. The plane suffered significant damage. It left a deep scratch on the ground. Fortunately, everyone on board the plane survived safely. No one was injured. After that, this plane has remained there ever since, experiencing Iceland's full array of weather, hospitality, heavy rain, storms, frost, sunshine, and more. Now, the plane's wings have broken off, and only half of the tail section remains. Legend has it that the other half of the tail section was taken by locals to sell. As time went by, the plane grew increasingly damaged. It also became more and more well-known among people nearby, eventually becoming a very famous landmark, attracting countless visitors who came to take photos. The environment around the wreck is quite unique. Surrounded by vast black sands and desolate landscapes, the white shell of the airplane stands out against the black volcanic sand. It adds a sense of apocalyptic realism to the already mysterious sand. This is one of the reasons why it is so captivating. 6327.546 degrees north, 1921.887 degrees. 12th place. Xianzhou Bridge of the Immortals. Xianzhou Bridge of the Immortals. It is located in Xianzhou County, Taizhou City, Zhejiang Province. Opened to the public on October 1, 2020. The design of the bridge is inspired by the Jade Rui, symbolizing good luck and prosperity for people. Therefore, the bridge is also called Rui Bridge. The length of the bridge is approximately 100 meters. Below it is a sheer cliff. The most distinctive feature of Rui Bridge is that it is made up of multiple arches. They are the upper arch and the lower arch. From the front view, the bridge structure is formed by three flowing surfaces that intersect and rise and fall. In the middle is an upward arching surface. The rain side features a downward curving surface. This design is not only aesthetically pleasing, but also enhances the load-bearing capacity of the orange. The road surface of the lower arch bridge is made of a wire mesh. Through the gaps, one can see every blade of grass and every tree below. What's even more interesting is that the central walkway is designed with completely transparent glass. When you walk on the bridge, you can clearly see the immense depth below. The design of the arched bridge is also very intriguing. The arch bridge is composed of countless platforms. Each layer above is paved with pebbles. The main purpose is to prevent slipping. A huge piece of glass is placed in the center. When you stand at the highest point and look around, you will feel a sense of being on top of the world. Of course, the premise is that you must overcome your fear of heights. 11th place. Umbu Luwa Wa Pagoda. It is a structure located in the central mountainous region of Sri Lanka. It sits on a mountaintop. It stands about 48 meters tall. The tower's most distinctive feature is its unique design. It spirals upward. The top is sharply pointed, resembling a blade thrusting into the sky. To climb this tower, you must have good physical strength. At the same time, you also need to be mentally prepared. Because the spiral area of the tower is very narrow, it can only accommodate one person at a time. This means that if you get stuck in the middle and want to go down, you'll have to wait for a while. Of course, if you are lucky enough to climb to the top of the tower, the beautiful scenery surrounding the tower will be captured in your eyes. The tower was completed in the early 2000s. It serves as a symbol of peace for multiple religions. The design of the tower incorporates elements from Sri Lanka's four major religions: Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam, and Christianity. For example, the lotus symbol of Buddhism, and the colors and patterns of Hinduism, the crescent shape of Islam, and the cross symbol of Christianity. The fusion of these elements not only showcases the tower's aesthetics, but also conveys an important message: people of different faiths can coexist here in harmony. Ranked 10th. The flock that embodies love. In the year 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic broke out worldwide. Many countries implemented strict travel and gathering restrictions to control the spread of the virus. In this context, a resident of Queensland, Australia, Ben Kerr, encountered a tragic event. His aunt passed away. Due to pandemic restrictions, he was unable to attend her funeral. He felt very sad and helpless. In this situation, he wanted to commemorate his aunt in a special way. So he decided to use himself as a resource to express his grief through the sheep. He planned to arrange the sheep in the shape of a heart, and use a drone to record it, as a tribute to his aunt. He utilized the sheep's flocking behavior. He began planning this scene. He carefully laid out a heart shape with feed in the field. Then slowly guided the flock of sheep toward these specific spots. As the sheep were led along the feed path, a perfect heart shape began to form. Before this, he launched the drone to start recording. Capturing this touching scene from the sky, captured a unique pattern formed by the sheep. This heart shape is not only a tribute to his aunt, but also an expression of the grief felt by family members who couldn't attend. 9th place, Boiling Lake. In a remote mountain area of Dominica, there's a fascinating natural wonder, known as Boiling Lake. This is a natural hot lake. Due to intense geothermal activity underground, the lake water is nearly at a boiling point. Steam often lingers over the lake's surface, making it resemble a giant steamer. The lake is about 61 meters wide, but its depth can vary due to the underground heat source, sometimes becoming deeper. Sometimes it appears relatively shallow. The lake shows a unique gray or dark color, forming a stark contrast with the surrounding lush green mountains and forests. The scenery is both mysterious and captivating. Ranked 8th. Paibi Highway. In the Shuashan township of Luqin, Kunming, Yunnan province, there is a road that nearly clings to the mountain. It may be the most dangerous road in the world. The height from the top of the mountain to the base is approximately 1,820 meters. And this highway is built right on this mountain. It clings to the mountain like a ribbon. From a high-altitude view, the entire road appears nearly vertical. If an accident happens here, it can no longer be called a car accident, but rather an aviation disaster. This road has 33 sharp turns, forming a zigzag pattern. Therefore, it is also known as the 33 turns. The starting point of the road is Pudu Valley, and at the peak of the end point, there is a village, called Jido Village, or Tepo. According to, before this road was built, people in the village never left the mountain in their entire lives. The most dangerous part of this road is that there are almost no guardrails along the entire route. Walking on a road like this, you have to stay 100% alert. If you're not careful, will rush down the cliff, shattered to pieces. 7th place, Cypress Lake Farm. In Kitsap County, Washington, USA, there is a very special phenomenon. The lake is filled with countless cypress trees. These cypress trees are not just a natural landscape, they are witnesses to history. Their origins can be traced back to 1917. At that time, the government initiated large-scale logging in the area to construct the Kitchelas Dam. As the lake was forcibly converted into a reservoir, the once lush forest disappeared. Most of these tree stumps are barely visible above the water. Only when the water level is low, only then can we see their true form. Their presence doesn't alter the lake's natural environment. They also provide shelter for underwater creatures. As the seasons change, the lake's rise and fall reveal these tree stumps from time to time. This adds a mysterious and ancient atmosphere to Lake Kitchener. Additionally, these tree stumps create a unique visual effect. This has attracted many photographers and travel enthusiasts to come and take pictures as a keepsake. Number 6. The Three Pillars Lighthouse. Can you imagine what the loneliest place in the world would look like? If we were to list all these mysterious places, the Three Pillars Lighthouse would be one of them. It's a very unique structure in southern Iceland. Its greatest feature is that the lighthouse is built on a massive rock about 120 meters above sea level. Below is a sheer cliff and an unfathomable ocean. Moreover, this lighthouse is about 10 kilometers away from the nearest land. That means, if something happens to you here, there is no one who can help you. If you want to leave, taking a helicopter is the only option. The tower was built in 1939. The main function of the lighthouse is to assist navigators in the waters south of Iceland. It prevents ships from running aground. Due to its unique geographical location, there were many challenges in constructing the lighthouse. All building materials had to be airlifted onto the rock. Engineers and workers eventually completed this project under extreme weather conditions. Nowadays, this lighthouse has become one of the most spectacular landmarks in Iceland. 5th place. Potassium evaporation ponds are located in the desert of the United States. Iramoe has a magical pool. The water here is made up of different colors, and can be seen from afar. It has become a striking scenery. Of course, this is not some beautiful lake. It's man-made. These are called potash evaporation ponds. These ponds are created by pumping water from nearby large lakes. Then, using the strong sunlight and arid climate of the state, the water evaporates naturally, extracting potassium from water. As the water evaporates, the remaining components become concentrated, forming potassium that can be used for industrial purposes. The presence of various colors is mainly caused by the microorganisms and substance content in the water. For example, the red and pink hues in certain ponds. This is mainly because the surrounding area contains specific types of algae. The blue and green may be due to the activity of other types of microorganisms, or substances that have settled and formed. These colorful ponds stand out especially against the desert backdrop. They have become a popular choice for photographers and travel enthusiasts. 4th place. Ghost Ship Island. Ghost Ship Island. Its original name was the Galaxy Hotel, and it wasn't a ship in the true sense of the word. Rather, it was a large building. It just happened to look like a ship. This ship-like building was originally 7 stories high. Its interior was fully equipped, including conference rooms, an employee area, and around 200 guest rooms. The top used to be a restaurant. It was eventually abandoned for various reasons. Although the hotel has been closed for many years, there are still various pieces of furniture and decorations inside the building. For example, a television, a refrigerator, bed sheets, and towels, etc. The building was constructed about 20 years ago. At that time, tourism on Syang Island began to rise. However, due to economic slowdown and management issues, the project known as the Galaxy Hotel ultimately failed to be completed. Additionally, it is said that the site was originally a residence. However, it was rebuilt without proper purification. This is why misfortune struck. According to the hotel, several supernatural incidents have occurred there. The locals believe this was ghosts casting votes. For a while, it caused widespread panic. Many people were too scared to enter. As time went on, the hotel was eventually opened. Nowadays, the ghost ship on Syang Island has become a check-in spot for many thrill seekers. Many people bravely enter to visit. There are also many foreigners among them. 3rd place. The Sound of Stillness. In the town of Howold in the Alsace region of France, there is a very unique sight. Countless dolls are neatly arranged in a field. From a distance, it looks very spectacular. This place is called the Sound of Stillness. This place was created by the artist Patrick Guo. He crafted the puppet skeletons out of wood, then dressed them in old clothes that others discarded. Afterward, he fashioned their hair from straw, and even put hats on some of them. At the beginning, the local villagers found this strange behavior hard to understand. They even thought it was quite frightening. They initially showed a very dismissive attitude, but over time, the locals discovered that many outsiders were coming here to take photos. Gradually, their perspective began to change. Many of them even joined in this unusual form of artistic creation. Eventually, the number of these figures kept increasing. Now, this place has already become a tourist attraction. Second place. Most beautiful football stadium. If you ask where the best football stadium in the world is, without a doubt, Henningsvær Stadium is among the top contenders. The stadium is located in Norway's Lofoten Islands, within the Arctic Circle. The Gotu Islands are very beautiful. The scenery is picturesque and breathtaking. Henningsvær football field adds an extra touch of beauty. The field is surrounded by rocky mountains and the cold North Sea. This unique geographical location makes it look spectacular and mysterious. In fact, this football field is not a professional competition venue. It resembles more of a community sports area. There are no stands around the field. When watching the match, you usually stand on the rocks, or directly on a small hill nearby. There are no fences here. Sometimes the ball accidentally rolls into the sea, and someone needs to fish it out. But even if the conditions seem quite basic, the unique location and the beautiful scenery around it make up for it. It's unmatched by any other professional football stadium. Middle. First place. Sea forts. In the Solent Strait, off the southern coast of England, 3 circular forts stand silently on the sea. They are the forts of the No Man's Land, Spienkop and Fort Marsh. These forts were built around 1860. The original purpose was to counter the French threat to Britain. However, with the arrival of the peace era, they have lost their original function. These forts have undergone multiple transformations, and have ultimately embraced a new mission. The diameter of the uninhabited fort is about 60 meters. Its interior area is approximately 3,000 square meters. In contrast, the diameter of the Spitbank fort is 49 meters. Its interior space is slightly smaller than that of the uninhabited fort. Both of these forts have been converted into luxury hotels. They have preserved many historical features, while adding modern amenities, such as comfortable guest rooms, dining and leisure activity spaces, even include a helicopter landing pad and swimming pool, providing guests with a one-of-a-kind accommodation experience. Meanwhile, Fort Massa has chosen to preserve its historical appearance, to be used as a place for education and historical research. The fort is open to the public, for visitors to explore and learn. Through this method, people can better understand the important roles and functions these sea forts played in history. These 3 forts are not only witnesses to British history, but have also become a bridge connecting the past and the present. Their transformation not only preserves historical heritage, but also provides value and educational significance for local communities and visitors. Now, these fortresses no longer face the smoke of conflict. Instead, they welcome explorers from around the world seeking history and luxury. Alright, that's all for today's sharing. What do you think about these 13 drone discoveries? Feel free to share your thoughts. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, please subscribe to my channel. Turn on the little bell. This way, you won't miss more interesting content. See you in the next episode.